Alright, let's play some Cube, huh? Like just a good red aggressive card. He'll be a baller and wield the Crucible. Sedgemoor Witch seems really good with Casualty. The fact that copying a spell with Casualty gives you another Sedgemoor Witch token is really strong. Can we draft this? This, like, recast. It keeps us on color, and if we just cast a bunch of instants or sorcery. Oh, this is second card each turn, not instant or sorcery. It's actually a little bit harder to do. I guess it still technically synergizes with this. Hey, Harita, thank you for the 20 months. Welcome back. I could also just draft a dual land. Oh, this is a draw a second card, not cast a second card. It's been a while since I played this. Drawing cards is fun. Yeah, like there's a draw card. These are both draw cards. This is a combo with not only Pyromancer, but also Bloodthirsty Adversary, right? It's technically kind of okay with this. I guess this is another card that draws cards, though. This works well with both of these effects, though. I grab this. It's good curve filler. Definitely consider. So a big part of the problem with Ob Nixilis is that the best way to attack Ob Nixilis is attacking, but Ob Nixilis is the same colors as Meathook Massacre, right? So you frequently just like can't be attacking it. I mean, if you're gonna twist my arm, hopefully we get another draw 2 payoff other than just Pyromancer, although drawing cards in and of itself is its own reward chip. This is a synergy-based cube, which has been hit or miss for me, but I've got one historic deck I wanted to play today. I only want to do I want to make sure we do at least 3 hours of Magic, so wanted something else to fill some time with, so I don't want to play the same historic deck for all 3 hours. So we'll do this for an hour or so, however long it takes, and then we'll do an hour of cube, or a couple hours of historic. I'd love a utility land, I think. Cast a spell, proliferate. Attacks, it deals damage any target equal number of cards you've drawn this turn. I mean, I guess that's kind of a payoff, right? I guess it's not a combo with these, though. It's just a flying threat, I suppose. It doesn't have to make the final cut. We'll draft the off-color temple. Yeah, the Explorer format releases tomorrow with the update. The Siege Gang Commander is just like a good Magic card. This is a dual land, though. I'm honestly kind of into the fixing, I think. Tomorrow, Niv. I don't really have support for Young Pyromancer, right? I only have 2 instants or sorceries at the moment. Morning, buddy. I actually disagree with that assessment. I think a deck strength matchmaking for historic / standard does not make sense at all. Not only is it harder to evaluate, but you would have people that would game that system kind of aggressively. And like, those formats aren't really intended to be casual. Another card that lets us draw 2. It's a removal spell 2. Carry 10. Thank you for the tier 3 and for the 37 months. Welcome back. Appreciate it. I'm an okay amount of non-creatures at this point. So, for what it's worth, while it's not formal deck strength matchmaking like... While it's not formal deck strength matchmaking like we have... Well, it's not formal deck strength matchmaking like we have in the Brawl queue. The unranked play queue has matchmaking based on the number of rares in your deck. This is kind of a payoff. This seems better though. Counterspell / bomb diggity. We're taking that. I mean, it's fine to be a casual player. Like, Magic's much better as a casual game than a competitive game. It's just also good to understand, like, the focuses of the formats. It's kind of neat. It's a cycle card as well. You cycle or discard a card, make something smaller. It actually seems okay as a bomb. Just like big flying creatures seem decent. I don't think I have enough instant sorcery to support Young Pyromancer. Grab the utility land here. We have like theoretically 17 playable spells already, so... No, early access ends in a little over an hour. We have 13 draft tokens. It's big sad I can't break them up and use them for cube drafts. They will likely just sit there and rot on my account until Magic Arena ceases to exist. Yeah, this pack is real mediocre for us, huh? None of these are very good. I guess I'll take Rip Apart, because we could theoretically splash it off the Temple of Triumph and the Thriving Islands. Just like a good removal spell. That's just a good card. Another piece of fixing that theoretically lets us splash the Rip Apart if we want. We could even consider looking at white cards now with 3 bits of white splash. Definitely don't have enough learn for that. I don't think I have enough artifacts for this. Honestly, this might just be playable as a kind of expensive 2/2 draw 2. I don't know which of those I wanted. We'll take that one, I guess. Might not end up playing it. It's not terrible. Creatures you control have haste. Modified. I don't know if I have enough things that make my stuff modified for this to be good enough. Oh, Forgotten Keep seems good. I have a lot of good spells at this point, so prioritizing taking utility lands makes a lot of sense. I mean, that's a bomb diggity. I don't have that many expensive things. It's like a 6/6 first strike that deals a little bit of damage when it comes into play. It's fine. Honestly, Shredded Sails might be main deckable in this format. It cycles. Morning, Briefheart. I don't know that we need to splash that. I think the rest of our deck is fine. Oh, I missed that this was removal. It's actually a pretty good card. I mean, I don't know that we're really a draw 2 deck. We have like Ironcrag Pyromancer, but that's our only payoff, right? Hey, well, welcome to a live one, Ryan Dragon. I really appreciate the 10 months. Thanks for keeping me around so I can be posting stuff to YouTube. Wouldn't be able to be here without folks like you. Yeah, Improbable Alliance would have been nice to see. This is 17, 18 lands is probably a good count. How many creatures do we have? 15? I like my top end. Maybe I don't need that many lands if I have as many cheap draws as I do. We have Crash Through and Consider, and this cycles, and we have Fire Prophecy. Let's go to 17 lands. See how that feels. Morning, Samalander. Could be right to hold on to that for post Ironcrag Pyromancer too. This is one of the more awkward / strange things that happens with Cube without playing inside your pod, is you run into people that drafted the same archetype you did. Normally this doesn't happen in normal Cube drafts because there's only one copy of each card. Like, this person looks to have also drafted a blue-red draw cards deck. I must have drawn that off the loot then, huh? So now we could do this. This makes blue mana, yeah. We can do this into Curious Obsession here. Attack with both of these. They want to trade. We'll kill their other thing with the Pyromancer trigger. Oh, yeah, I guess that's fair. They play a pre-combat, I block. Good shout. I think we're in a spot that I'm killing their goblin tokens. For a token enters the battlefield control, tap target non-land permanent. It doesn't untap. No, thank you. That's how I feel about counterspells sometimes too, champ. Well, I love Muldrifter more than most people do Beetles, so I am content with paying a little bit of extra mana for it. Muldrifter and I, we go way back. We mulligan, no red mana. You have a 1/1 with Death Touch, opponent. Take it for one, and we'll see what they do. They might play out a bigger creature that we could Fire Prophecy. And if they just do nothing, we might Spikefield Hazard their threat. Those draws, this will definitely be a spell. Like a Deadly Dispute or something? Cryptic. Okay, hopefully they give us something juicy to neutralize next turn. Man, that card is really good. We're gonna die to the Stone of Fangs, Chip. This thing's about to crack us for 5. We have a bunch of cards in hand. Morning, thanks. Happy Wednesday. We're at a virtual 5 lower than our health total currently displays. Yeah, we're 7. Let's gain some life too. Gross. Fine. I got a little bit bored of best of one by the end of it. We lasted 4 hours. The games themselves are reasonable. In typical pre-release fashion, there's already players asking for new cards to be banned on Twitter. That's how Magic players be. We're dead here. We just can't beat the Stone of Figs. People are upset with Nixilis. Scary Terry. Sorry, Terry, gotta get out of here. Oh, punted. Should have done that first and then played this as a land. I can still cycle this with my mana for the turn, but definitely would have preferred to play a tapped land there. And Omnath get banned before it came out in paper. I don't remember the exact timeline there, but like there was also a lot more than just pre-release. Also, I would heavily argue that the Omnath ban, especially that happened in Standard, was unnecessary and bad timing because they banned Omnath before they banned Uro. Correct? Am I misremembering my history, or that's what happened, right? They banned Omnath before Uro? Yeah, it was very, very silly. Their sequencing there left a lot to be desired. No, this is the last set until rotation in the fall. None of the sets that will be releasing from here on out are standard sets. We have like Baldur's Gate stuff and other supplemental stuff. We have this new Capenna as the 8th set in standard. Hey, Adam, thank you for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. No, Modern Horizons 3 is next summer. That was announced as 23. This summer is the Baldur's Gate Commander focus stuff that's also going to be coming with an Alchemy card release. Dealt 4 and milled us over something to disturb. Not bad. Alright, Kim. You're new here, so I'm going to explain the rules rather than just timing you out to start. If you disagree with a position that I've stated, rather than just saying, Jeff, I think you're wrong, like you've done here, can you explain why you think that's the case? What is indicative of... What has Wizard said or done to indicate the direct to modern set won't be Modern Horizons power level? Because every other direct to modern set we've had has been really pushed in terms of power level. So what is your evidence or logical conclusion and reasoning to conclude something other than that? Help me understand your position. Rather than just saying, Jeff, you're wrong. This puts a -1 counter? God, that's gross. So, if the Lord of the Rings set was going to be similar to the D&D set, it would be a standard legal set. So, there's no reason to assume that a direct-to-modern set would be different than every other direct-to-modern set. Like, your assumption isn't based on anything. I'm just gonna get you out of here. Be gone. Yeah, you're like, you just gave me a bunch of feelings. You didn't give me any, like, every direct to modern set, like, you literally don't have anything to point at. Like, every direct to modern set has been an incredibly pushed power level. Think we're in trouble? Maybe. It's a lot of cards. Isn't the Lord of the Rings set supposed to be a follow-up to the Walking Dead set? Ah, chat! Fucking Google is free. Okay, I'm done. I'm sick of Magic players. Alright. Google is so unbelievably free. Alright, I think we do this, and then maybe next turn the Thundering Djinn alongside Seize the Spoils can make some inroads here, but realistically I think we're probably dead to their 2 bombs together. Also, as a heads up to the non-subs that previously had mod swords, I am no longer leaving people who have let their sub lapse continue to have mod swords. There's a lot of people who have prime subs that like hang out with the mod swords that don't prime sub here anymore. And if I'm being honest, my sub metrics have dropped off. So to encourage resubscriptions, that's no longer going to be the case. Because I would like to keep doing this as a job, so appreciate the people that support. We're not gonna give a bonus to those that don't anymore. I think I'm bidding that. It's gonna be too slow. I don't have any other card draw lined up. So I've drawn 3 cards this turn. We do this onto here. That might actually drag us through. Okay, so this kills this. And then this is gonna kill this when we attack. And then we can put this on one of our things. They're almost dead. If you're confused about Magic Organized Play, I'd encourage you to either go watch my review videos of the Organized Play stuff, or go look it up. But I've got reaction videos that walk through all of those details up on YouTube.
With the right tools, I can do anything.
Nah, I'd wager the sub drop-offs are related to me streaming non-Magic games. That's typically what happens. Anytime you make content that's outside of the main game, people unfollow the channel and some people drop their subs. Because even though I'm still doing Magic stuff, people feel entitled to, like, only have that for all of my time. So they leave.
Thanks. I'll be taking that now.
That quote doesn't say anything about the power level, Saucer Crab. I'm surprised we eked that one out. I was a little grim there for a second. Removal is busted, chat. Honestly, Saucer Crab, we want to give as many players the opportunity to play with this cards and enjoy them. That, to me, indicates that they're more likely to have a pushed power level, not less, right? Because if you want more people to play with the cards, you want them to be playable in more formats, right? Yeah, I agree with Martian also. It's also kind of weird to say we want this non-standard set to be for as many people to play as possible. I mean, even Modern Horizons 1 had a lot of pushed cards in it. Like, there was no Ragavan, but it was still a lot of strong stuff. Thanks for the tier 3 and for the 58 months, Beetle. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And Sherwood Archer, thanks for the 16. Yeah, Hogak, I mean, there was, my timeline's blurred because I haven't touched Modern in a long time, but Hogak was Modern Horizons 1, right? Is that accurate? Haven't been that. Want a timeout? I got you, V-Sheep Bob. Our octopus down. No, Deathrite Shaman was a standard Lego card. It was an RTR. Main deck start from scratch is interesting. That's number 99, I be not seen. Your timeout count now says 99 plus. Plenty more ways to draw cards here as well, which is nice. Honestly, do I just put Curious Obsession on here? And hit them and draw a card? I think I do. If you click on your username in chat, Braveheart, yours says 3. That's actually a really good draw, because we get to hold up a counterspell now. No more exclusivity would be a big deal. But yeah, honestly, if they dropped the subsplit from 70% to 50% and there was no more exclusivity, there's no way I wouldn't be streaming on YouTube and encouraging all of my paid subs to move to YouTube, because YouTube gives people a 70% split. The only reason I stream on Twitch is because there's an exclusivity contract inside of the partner agreement, and it gives me the same split that YouTube would. But the best of 3 cube option takes this cube isn't super popular, and best of 3 is less popular than best of 1. I'd probably split my time between the two, Martian, like do some days YouTube and some days Twitch on the same schedule. I'd be kind of surprised. This sounds purely speculative. I'd be incredibly surprised if Twitch dropped the exclusivity agreement. I feel like Twitch reducing their revenue split for their largest creators and dropping exclusivity would be the thing to cause an exodus from the platform. Some content creators dual stream already. So if you are a Twitch partner, you cannot stream on other platforms without losing your partner agreement. So Critical Role and G4, they have sub buttons on their channel? If they have sub buttons on their channel, they must have some type of special agreement with Twitch, because I don't know what their particular agreement is, and maybe they have a different one, but Twitch partners and Twitch affiliates, no, even affiliates cannot simultaneously stream, chat. So affiliates aren't exclusive to stream only on Twitch. You can also stream on YouTube, but you aren't allowed to broadcast to Twitch and YouTube simultaneously with the default affiliate agreement. With my Twitch partner agreement, I can't stream anywhere else. If I go live on YouTube, like, my partner agreement is null and void, and I can't make money on Twitch anymore. if you're an affiliate, you can also stream on other platforms in addition to Twitch, but not at the same time. Yes, that's exactly the case. If your channel makes enough money, you can get special things with Twitch for sure. And it wouldn't surprise me if something like G4 or Critical Role have their own unique agreements. It's me as a creator, Ziv. Oh, that could potentially be it too, Amalakan. Maybe there's folks that are grandfathered into a really old partner agreement. That wouldn't surprise me either. Well, that's terrifying. Alright, I think I need to hold this up to counter whatever their next spell is, because if they make angels, I'm probably dead. This is gonna get a card that makes tokens, so I'm just gonna counter it. Alright, this is a card that can let us power through an angel token or two. I can theoretically die here. Oof. Oof size large. You had zero clue about the exclusivity stuff. You want my #1 piece of advice for adulting, especially in the content business? Read the contracts that you sign. It always amazes me how many people don't know what is in their Twitch affiliate or partner agreement. Yeah, if you're a Twitch partner or affiliate and what I said a few minutes ago about exclusivity is a surprise to you, you should go back through and read your agreement top to bottom. It is not an EULA that you're clicking through for a random piece of software that's very boilerplate. You should be familiar with what's in there and what you are and aren't allowed to do. We could have killed both angels there, correct? Yeah. And then I lose my 6/6, and they can still pay 4 mana and make a 5/5 flyer every turn and gain a life, so I can't win. The number of my friends who didn't read their employment contracts past salary and PTO is astounding. Yeah. Yep. Contracts that impact your income and liabilities should always be read top to bottom. Ask questions, get second opinions on them. Another thing that's fun to know too, unless you're dealing with like a really large corporation, and even then, depending on like how much money you're giving that large corporation, contracts aren't just cut and dry. The number of times I get a contract for a sponsored thing or something related to my job, and I'm like, yeah, this isn't okay. Can we change this to be slightly different? Like, a lot of times people are willing to work with you, and they're like, yeah, we can make that not happen. Like and I've talked about this before, my personal thing is that the standard boilerplate contract for sponsored stuff generally comes with NDAs included. And while some of them are from companies big enough that I can't push back on those, with smaller companies especially, I always like to make sure that I can be transparent if asked about what I'm being paid. Because a lot of these companies, they like to make it so you're technically not allowed to talk with other content creators about what they're paying you for their stuff, because they don't want content creators to be able to talk to each other to get competitive rates. Because they want, if someone's willing to undersell themselves, they want to be able to let them undersell themselves. Which is just, you know, typical late stage capitalism stuff. Thanks for the follow, Gingars. Gingers. Pokemon on the brain chat. Gingars. Take my draw step without cycling this. Nice. We can play this. Now we can do this and kick our cantrip. Now, let's be fair to capitalism, Drunk Owl. Capitalism definitely wants to try and screw everyone equally. It ends up screwing some people more than others, but if capitalism had its way, everybody would be screwed. Free aim, boys. Thanks for the follow. All right, so we're doing this, and I want to... Actually, I guess I could just cycle this to kill this. I kind of want this as a threat, though, huh? Do I need it as a threat? This is a little greedy. I'm gonna bottom the land here. Nailed it. You see, chat, greed, for lack of a better term, is good. Everyone is screwed, but some are screwed more than others is the Animal Farm sequel. Oh, man. I accept your terms and conditions. So, a while back, something squared, they changed how sub badges work on Twitch. So, it's not just a streak bonus, it's total number of times you've subbed over the entirety of your account. So there's also a streak bonus if you saw you could share streak for like 1 month in a row if it's been a little bit. But in general, you get your loyalty badge for the total number, which is a good thing, I think. I think it's good that people can come back and get their loyalty badge if they have to bounce off from something for a little while for whatever reason. Hey, DJ, thanks for the tier 2 and for the 39 months. Welcome back. Definitely not subbed 15 times. Maybe you've picked up some gift subs over the years. Unless Twitch is bugged, that metric is usually correct. At least if it's bugged, that would be the first time I've heard of it. I usually stay up on top of Twitch issues. I assume, unfortunately, the way things have panned out, Aimbot, much like the flu, we're basically all gonna end up with COVID at some point. Hope you feel better quickly. It's not too bad. KO their soul herder here. I really don't care about them taking an extra turn here, right? Yeah, I expect, if not this fall, by fall 23, that we'll just have a COVID flu all in one. Yeah, the infection rate from Omicron is like through the roof. Thankfully, it also seems to be slightly less deadly than the first strains, so that's nice. We're gonna get an endemic variant. It's the ideal one to get. Yeah, the original strain and the Delta strain were a lot worse for most people, is my understanding, Beetle. Seems fine. second blue, so we'll just get rid of that. Is this worth shredding? I guess this generates value long term, and there's definitely some value to, some value in spending my mana this turn, huh? And look at this value, chat. Now they discarded a card, probably expecting to get to draw. Now we just get to shred their sail. Get out of here. My wife's a public health major, said Omicron is kind of a best case as far as pandemic virus mutations go, since it's more infective, but people present with less severe symptoms. Yeah, that's my understanding of it too. Would like to block. Deal. Excavator plus Evolving Wilds is cute. Honestly, I think I might just want to kill this before they generate card advantage with it. Thanks, Amber. Yeah, the number of ban Ob Nixilis posts on Twitter has been, let's just say incredibly high. Which, honestly, we were talking about, Omnath and Uro earlier, where, like, it was kind of wild that they banned Omnath before they banned Uro. And the Ob Nixilis thing and people complaining about it kind of feels like a repeat of that in a way, where the issue, I think, is definitely like Meathook and the supporting cast around Ob Nixilis, not really Ob Nixilis itself. Like, creatures, like, Ob Nixilis isn't that amazing at protecting itself, but the problem is it's in colors that, like, are really good at punishing creature decks. I mean, we don't even know where it's at in between other things, honestly. It's just so new and you haven't played many games with it. But I would just be incredibly surprised if that card's actually a problem, as opposed to, like, you know, all the things surrounding it in the shell. Yeah, and they've barely been played, right? Like, it's not exciting to say, hey, maybe we should wait and see what happens. The hot take machine demands that we judge the cards now and cry for bans like little babies. Well, to be fair to the ban Winota people, Nimrod, there are a lot of people who play a lot of Pioneer that seem to also be of the opinion that Winota shouldn't be legal in Pioneer anymore either. What standing desk do I use? I have an Uplift brand standing desk, and I would explicitly not recommend them. If you catch it on occasion, I'll press the button to start my desk going up, and it'll, like, stick in the middle or even bounce and start going back down sometimes. The electronics in it are very bad. At least when I bought it, it was the cheapest brand of standing desk on the market, and I wish I would have done a little bit more research and possibly spent a little extra. It's, like, not annoying enough that I'm, like, getting rid of it and buying a new one, because, like, a desk isn't cheap, but if I was going to do it again, I would do something else. I would get something else. I've actually heard good things about the IKEA brand standing desks. And yeah, Veridesk is what I'm going to look into at some point when I need a replacement. Heard good things about the Veridesks. Yeah, no joke. I think that's a good comparison, Geoff. I have a Veridesk and I am very happy. God bless. I guess if I wait to do this, I can seize the spoils on 3 and then adversary kick spoils on 4. I think we'll wait. We're not under that much pressure. If it's a good mesh office chair, $1,000 is not bad for desk and chair. Alright. Shred their sails. Just gonna bin the archivist. Disturbs back down the line.
Treasure than quiet times with friends. Friendship soothes the soul.
Kind of surprised to see this go up right away, as opposed to making a token. They're pretty far off of its Unite move. They need 35 life. They're only at 22. Hey, Thomas, thanks for the 3 months. I appreciate the quarter of year. Welcome back.
Our true strength lies in our friendships.
Look at our treasure, chat. Well, one thing that's a good shout out for Nixilis as a card is Shadow's Verdict does exile Planeswalkers. So black being the best color in the format doesn't sound like it's gonna change. When this card was printed, chat, I would have been able to redirect that 3 damage to knock out their Planeswalker. But these darn power level erratas make that no longer be the case.
I sense the good in your heart.
And crash through this turn and send the Gear Hulk at their Planeswalker. Okay, Boomer, let's get you to bed. Yep. My poor Chandra, chat. Chandra Torch Defiance used to be so much better.
My time here is finished.
This card's actually pretty scary and limited, huh? I hate to pay 2 and draw an extra card each turn if they have life total to do it. That's also pretty good. Slide this on over. Putting this on our smaller creature in the air, because this one will get to connect, assuming they don't have a removal spell, whereas Combustible Gearhulk's likely getting chump block either way. Really? That's super surprising to me. They could try and trade here, but I get to Fire Prophecy this before first strike damage happens. Okay, so these still trade, but that's fine. So I keep my double striker and I have a follow-up flyer. So they're still dead on board. Wait, is that 5-2 now? These go till 7 wins, do I recall correctly? It's either 5 or 6. Survey says. That was 6 wins. All right, chat, so last game either way. Either 6-3 or 7-2. Yeah, the no blocks turn was weird. They definitely should have chump blocked the 6, I think, so they could continue to draw cards with Benka to have enough life there. So, we're actually gonna play Best of One Historic today as well, because I have a donation deck for a combo deck that the person who sent it in assures me it's better in Best of One. Said chat, all the popular Magic Arena content creators are Best of One. We're just trying to be like the cool kids, okay? It's actually a pretty neat combo deck too, so. Oh gosh. We have to play against Fable of the Mirror Breaker mascot exhibition for our last round of draft. Oh no. 6-3 it is, chat. It's a respectable record. No, Andrew, the worst historic deck you've ever seen will be up after we finish this game. And thank you for the 65 months. 4 months remain. Nah, I think it's actually a Fires of Invention deck too, so I think it's got some potential. Okay. We got us an Omni Sphinx, chat. We have a removal spell for the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Hey, I'm glad you're having fun with Unite, Jake. I am too. Patch notes got leaked. We're getting a balanced patch with Unite season rollover tonight, and they almost all look good. There's a couple of head scratchers in them, but in general, definitely more good than bad. I'm excited. It's a good draw too. Slide this onto the flyer and draw a card. Yeah, the Azumarill change and the buff to Greninja are the two head scratchers. Oh, if you like Nissa better, that's fine, Kelvin. I'm gonna grab. I actually haven't imported yet, so I'm gonna grab whatever the list is that you have up there before we start. Where do you find patch notes? They were linked in the subs Discord server, and they're up on Reddit. The Korean website published patch notes early and has since unpublished them. So Asterisk might not be fully final, but we should find out later tonight, I imagine. It's a Howling Mine of their own. Start here and see what we draw. Okay, so you're saying there's a chance. I'll swap over to historic, I think. Well, wait. We could draw a crab. If we draw the crab to counter the mascot exhibition, maybe we have a shot. But if this is happening next turn, we are dead. Yeah, there's a 2. I have a life total. 6-3, not bad. This cube was all right. I think overall, my opinion I think overall, my opinion on this cube is definitely that it's probably one of the worst cubes that comes up on Arena. But that being said, even a bad cube is still pretty reasonable. But I definitely prefer the kind of raw power cubes to this synergy-driven cube that they've run a few times. So, for what it's worth, Jake, Brave Bird Aerial Ace Talonflame was the objectively best build for competitive. The scoring comps played Fly, but generally speaking, if you were looking to play Talon as just a typical carry center in a normal comp, you were Brave Bird Aerial Ace. It was very, very good.